It says that I'm live, but I cannot see myself. Anyways, I shall repeat the intro just in case it got lost. What's up, guys? So, last night I went to see the movie Overlord, and it is about war in France in 1944, but of course with a fictional twist to it. And I have to say, this was a very good war movie, which I tend to be fond of, but sometimes they may leave me a little bit bored to where usually I opt for watching the ones that are based on Air Force stuff, like dogfights and stuff, but ground level kind of war. It really depends, especially what kind of terrain the war sets place in. If it's a jungle, then I tend to find it more interesting. But outside of that, it is very, very occasional that I see a war movie that leaves me like, you know what? I fully enjoyed that. So Overlord was different in a good way because, first of all, I loved the detail that was put into this movie. Like, my favorite setting was the plane because in the trailer it looked like it was going to be intense, but in the movie it's even better. And as soon as I saw the brutal stuff taking place in that scene, I knew that this movie was going to be extreme. But oh, it was just getting started. But anyways, this movie is interesting because it also dwells on experimentation in humans. And when you think about it, even though this is a fictional work, if you have studied any history, you know that for as long as humans have been around, there has been a lot of grotesque stuff going on. So to see this movie just taking some elements, putting it together, and throwing it in a movie, it's intense because basically soldiers were being experimented on and they were becoming superhuman. And the ones that were experimented on when they were dead, it's like they became extremely zombified. But then when you used this so-called serum on a living person, that means that they got even stronger, but they seemed to be able to retain control of their senses. And what I mean by that is the ones that were injected the serum after they were dead, they tended to respond a little more aggressively and violently, whereas when you had the serum when you were alive, you seemed to be able to keep it together. But overall, the action was there. It was very, very nicely shot. I also enjoyed how diverse the action was. Not really going to go into the details of it, but there was a little bit of everything. Of course, there was shooting, there were explosions, there were mines, there were planes, there were just a lot of good details, hand-to-hand combat, and I like that stuff. It keeps me from getting bored. But yeah, what I enjoyed the most was how what is it? There were times in which I felt suspense, a lot of suspense. And the one thing that I really want to mention as well is how well emotions were portrayed. Because when you think about war, you watch it in movies and you're like, okay, it's a soldier, you can get injured, it can be really bad, you can bleed, this and that. But I feel like the emotional aspects of war are never really explored. And this movie, to me, it makes me visualize even more what real life veterans probably go through and how you even begin to cope with the stuff that you witness. And the theme at the end was interesting, which was the main character that survived this entire ordeal. He gets asked by one of his superiors if there is something that he saw that he considers they should know about to dig it up. And then one of the guys who was part of the team, like the corporal guy, he was saying that in the same manner that the Germans do not deserve to have those advancements for soldiers, our side doesn't deserve it either. And when you think about it, if this were to be a movie that is supposed to be historically accurate, the decision of this one soldier to tell that guy that no, there was nothing to be dug up, it changes the course of history. Because imagine if a new country got a hold of that, let's call it technology, medical advancements. Yeah, then it would be the whole Nazi situation but with a different name. It's like a different cat with the same collar type of deal. So yeah, you guys, if you're into extreme stuff, grotesque stuff, like for me, this movie was pretty revolting. If you're into that, this movie is for you. If you're into action and suspense and even horror, this is the movie for you. And if you're into sci-fi, this is definitely the movie for you. I would recommend this movie. It was actually, it was good. It's one of the best ones I've seen this year. So I will definitely remember it for a good while. So, but anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed me rambling about it. Let me know if you have seen this movie, if you intend on seeing it. And when you do see it, let me know what you thought, because I thought it was really good. And usually it takes, for me to say that a movie was really, really good, it takes something unique to it. So yeah, give this movie a chance if you can and feel like going out to see something. Alright guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.